Okay, hello and welcome. Can you tell us who you are and what it is that you do?
Okay, my name is Rahab Kinyanjui, working with National Museums of Kenya, and I'm from Kenya, and currently also working with Max Planck Institute in Vienna. We lead a paleobotany group there, and I am a research scientist, paleobotanist, paleoecology, and palynology staff, all put together to reconstruct paleoenvironment.
Fantastic. And so, can you tell us a little bit about your academic background? How did you get to be this Kenyan, German-based scientist?
Yeah, okay, my academic background is really a long story, but I'll cut it short because initially I was supposed to start my degree up front after my high school, but because back then there was issues of strikes and a girl child going to university seemed like a waste of time and money. My parents really were not ready for me to go to the university, so I had to go for a shorter course, and I opted to go for a 3-year diploma in earth sciences. And then that's when I learned about palynology. So earth sciences is more geological sciences, and I learned about palynology, and I ended up being an intern at the National Museums of Kenya, where I learned about processing pollen. Somehow I became like a master of this. And they really helped me to grow in the field because they gave me lots of work in the lab, and I enjoyed it. And I learned a lot about pollen and spores. And now, along the way in East Africa and Kenya in general, there's all this human evolution research that goes on there. And getting to know the paleo environments and the past vegetation history was a key and a huge gap. And my breakthrough came when I started working on phytoliths from this old basin where phytoliths preserve more. Phytoliths are inorganic silicate plants. They are against the organic pollen grains, so they preserve better in most of these dry, arid basins. And somehow that's where I've made to make huge milestones in my research.
Fantastic. And so, can you tell us a little bit about your specific scientific focus at the moment, or like one aspect of that? That would be great.
Yeah, at the moment, okay, before I go to at the moment, I've been working with the longest time period because I work with the team that is interested with Miocene. And one of the key things was to find out when the grasslands started expanding, and that has been published, was a good milestone. And then when the hominoids, like the early apes, started roaming on the ground and not in the forest. So to answer this big question, where were they getting this aspect from? And they were not able to tell whether grasslands were then in 20 million years in East Africa, but our phytoliths have helped to solve that puzzle, and we are still working on that. But now, working with Max Planck now, their main focus is to work in Anthropocene. And I happened prior to joining Max Planck to have a project that I'm running at Abadeas, looking at the pre-colonial, colonial, and post-colonial impact of humans on high mountains in the country. And this is fitting quite well with the Anthropocene call with the Max Planck. And now we are trying to see the human impact on vegetation, and especially for me, my key is the urban forest. All those forests are neighboring the community, and how people are sustainably using it or impacting on them, and how we can advise on way forward. This is using historical ecology and paleoecological tools to try and explain some of the gaps that social scientists are not able to.
Fantastic. So really wide-ranging. So you're here at the Mapping Ancient Africa workshop in Rome. What do you hope to get out of being here at this workshop?
What I hope to be here is that consolidating of data sets at the regional level, and then at the continental, and then outside the continent, to try and understand, are these vegetation dynamics happening across the globe? Are they happening at the same time or within the same period, or are they different in region-wise? And more so because people are working in very small cells, but I think Mapping Ancient Africa is going to bring all those cells together and be able to answer a question that will address a regional question on how ancient Africa or how ancient humans interacted with the environment and in response to the climatic changes. So all these dynamics being brought together, not just at local level, but regional level.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you so much.